Folks, welcome back to another episode of Coffee, Tea, and Crime. Episode today, Who Killed Olivia? Folks, this is a case of a missing person turned murder investigation. It's a very odd case. Now, the victim, Olivia Lone Bear, she was 32 years old. She was a member of Mandan, Hidatsa, Arikara Nation. She lived with her father and her 5 children in a community known as Newtown. Now, that's on the edge of the Fort Berthold Reservation. Now, that's in North Dakota. It's in the northwest part of the state, and it's a little northwest of the town of Bismarck. It's October 25th, 2017. Kids are at the house. She tells them she'll see them a little later. Now, I don't know what time that was when she left the house. Now, when she left the house, she was in a teal green pickup truck that she'd borrowed from a friend. And she was last seen at the Sportsman's Bar down there in town. Don't know what time it was when she left there. Now, unfortunately, she's never seen again, at least not by her family. Now, 2 days after she's been gone, people start to worry and wonder and start to looking for her. Now, they file a missing person report. Her daddy does, I believe. And their brother's kind of heading it up, representing the family. And this reservation is thousands of square miles. Now, they get volunteers, they get multiple police agencies involved. Now, searching these areas, it's kind of tough this time of the year because it's of the extreme cold weather. In fact, there's a body of water, Lake Sakakawea. They want to check the lake as well, but now it's frozen over. So this search goes on for about 9 months. July 31st, 2018, a lady that runs a volunteer search group, Yellowbird Chase, she gets her little boat with her sonar and she goes out on the lake. Now, she's out there for a few minutes and sonar picks up something, looks like a pickup truck. Well, that's what the victim was last seen in, was a pickup truck. So now she calls the police and the 3 affiliated tribes police and the Montreal County Sheriff's Department. They show up. So now North Dakota Fish and Game, they put their divers down in the water and they find that pickup truck that Miss Chase saw on the sonar. Now they get it pulled to the surface and out on land, and Olivia Lone Bear is in the truck, still in her seatbelt. There's only one problem. She's in the passenger side seat. Now, they verify the identity of the body through family members. Now, they did an autopsy report. Now, the autopsy report, that information, the ME won't give out all of the details regarding the autopsy because it's an open case. And evidently, the FBI thinks that maybe they shouldn't tell everything, because sooner or later, hoping they're going to find the person that put that truck in the water. Now, we know in May of 2022, the FBI got a search warrant for Google location history data. Now, they're looking for pings from any electronic devices that might have been in an area of the boat landing and the shoreline there near the lake. Now, if they did get any information, they hadn't shared it, which is not a surprise either. This is a homicide. And you just, even to the family, you cannot tell them everything you know. Now, there's some odd things about this case, though. Now, a friend of hers had let her borrow the pickup truck she was in. He said he got a text from her. It said, "Well, we had a little bonfire and now we were going mudding." And it came from her phone. And then to close out the message, it said, "Wish me luck." Now, investigators can't find anybody on that reservation that knows anything about a bonfire or about going mudding. Now, generally, you would think a bonfire, there'd be a lot of people around that would show up. And if you're going mudding, you usually do that with 2 or 3 other vehicles. I guess you don't have to, but you would think so. Well, they can't find anybody that knows anything about any of it. And as cold as the weather was during this time period, I'd say it had to be a big bonfire. Now, on October 25th, the last night she was seen, at 10:24 p.m., there was a text sent to this friend, and it said goodbye. Now, I wonder what that meant. Sounds cryptic. Now, allegedly, there was a text sent to a fellow that she used to date. Now, that text came in at 10:37. Now, whatever that text said, the FBI hasn't divulged what that is. Because if they had of the media where I'm getting most of this information, they would have put it out. So whatever's on that text, it's of interest. Enough so they don't want other people to know about it. Something else interesting. 11:24 p.m. that night, her cover photo on Facebook was changed. And then 11:38, her phone was used to access Facebook one more time. Now, what gets even stranger is this, and I can't figure this out. Maybe it's more simple than what I'm trying to make it out to be, but I don't understand this next part. Now, according to her brother, he says that he thinks his sister must have come home at some time. The last time she was seen, she was at the Sportsman's Bar there in town. But according to him, her phone, her wallet, and her money, as well as the clothes she had on originally, were all in her room. Now, he says they were found at the home after the search had begun. So does that mean nobody had looked in her room the 2 days prior to her being reported missing? Now, one of her daughters talked about her mama leaving the house that night, but there's no mention of what time mama left the house. Now, all these activities that are going on with her phone from right around 10:30 all the way to 11:30, does that mean she did all that before she left the house? Or did she do all that and then she came home and changed clothes and left her cell phone and wallet and then went back out? And she went back out, who'd she go back out with? And did her kids see her when she went back out, or her daddy? And I don't understand that thing about the cell phone. Most people, we're all attached to our cell phones. Why would you leave your cell phone? Who would talk you into leaving your cell phone? Were they thinking they didn't want that phone to be pinged later on? Or maybe her cell phone wasn't there that night. Maybe that cell phone didn't turn up till a day or two later. Now, if that's the case, that means somebody had to have gotten into the house and put the phone there when nobody was at the house. Of course, now if everybody's out looking for Olivia, maybe they could have gotten in the house and put the phone up. I just don't understand that. Now, there's a $10,000 reward out for any information regarding Olivia's death, because this is way beyond it. It could have been an accident, because obviously if this was a Chappaquiddick incident, whoever was driving that truck sure would have said something about it. Now, they talk like that truck was hundreds of feet beyond the shoreline. Now, I don't know if since the lake was frozen over, if somebody put that truck in drive and put it out there on the lake figuring that it would break through the ice, which obviously it did, or exactly how they did that. Interesting question is, when the truck was recovered, was the truck in park, or was it in drive or neutral? I don't know how much cooperation the police are getting there on the reservation. Somebody knows something. Maybe it's only one person, though. Generally, if more than one person knows something about a crime like this, they're going to tell it, but they hadn't so far.